Yes. When we talk about bouncing back, this means we have a target. We know that we are not at the original place, and I want to share with you one of a very um, one master that has been in the ancient time. Then he once said that there is four type of the people in the world. Four type of the people in the world. The first type, they were born in darkness, and then they move forward to darkness. This means that this type of the people, they were born maybe in not in a very good situation. We consider this as a dark side, and then in their life they build up, they walk toward the dark side as well. So this is the first type of the people. And the second type of the people, they were born in in the light side, in bright side, but they choose to walk into the dark side. So this is the second type of the people. I mean, when they were born in the bright side, this means that they born in a good environment, everything in a good shape, and everything in perfect, or maybe in just in the right place. But they choose to move to the dark side, so that their destiny change. And the third type of the people, they born in the bright side, and they choose to walk forward, to walk towards the bright side. The last type of the people, they were born in a dark side, but they walk towards the bright side. So these four types of the people, those two types, they were born at the same. They were born at the same, at from dark side, and the another two type of people they born at the same from the bright side. Then we can see they all have a choice. They can choose themselves to walk forward in the future, not from the very beginning. They can walk to the dark side in the future, or they can walk to the bright side in the future. So if if we have a chance to reflect on our situation right now, do you know where do you come from? From a dark side or from a bright side? And the second question is, do we know that we are walking forward to the dark side or to the bright side? I know that now everyone is under the COVID-19 pandemic, and there's a lot of lockdown around places. And from my Indonesian friends, then sometimes they told us that they now working at home. The town is locked down, and they're not allowed to everyone's to walk. It's the same situation in my country, in Malaysia, that we also have been locked down for about just 2 months already, and then we have another month to go because the government already noticed and already announced that we need to continue this movement control order for another 1 month until the 9th of June. And we can see in different phase of this lockdown, the people generate different kind of the feeling during this lockdown. Some of them, they was very panic. Some of them, they feel so nervous and uneasy. Some of them, they express they couldn't stay long with the family. Some of them, they express that they are so fearful because they might lose their job. And there's a lot of different kind of a challenge happen during this lockdown, during this pandemic. And everyone is worried about their future. Everyone is worried about whether they can survive or not. So we are reflecting this very different time for us. We if we reflect on that, then we will realize all happening during this lockdown, this pandemic, it was the thing that it used to be happen before. But why during this lockdown it become bigger? It's like we especially emphasize it and then we make it bigger. We used to train ourselves, or we used to make ourselves excuse from all sort of challenge. We used to make ourselves to run away from all sort of different difficulties, because when we do not have any lockdown at home and we are free, and we can use the freedom to run away those things that we are not going to face or we are not going to confront. But during this lockdown, we were forced to confront those challenges. We have more time stay with the family. We have more time be ourselves. We have more time to be with our beloved one. But when it is the normal time, when we have any arguments or difference, then we might use something to change our mind, to shift ourselves from that challenge, from that conflict. And now we were forced to confront all those challenges. So when we look back, we realize that in our life we are not trained. We are not trained to resolve problem, but we were trained to follow the flow, so that everyone use the same thing, and especially use something that to cover it in order not to confront the reality. About the bouncing back. So when we have a right place to go, we realize that we will not making an excuse become a reason for us. We will not make ourselves to run away from any challenge in life. Then we create a place for us in order for us to bounce back and then to have a safe place. Then we were able to share, we were able to go through all the challenges. So in the training of the books of inner bonding, they said that until that we make our intention from the intent to protect shift to the intent to learn, we will not really take on the problem in us. We will blame the problem. Blaming is another kind of controlling, and then so that to get rid of the responsibility that we have to deal with, we have to take on. The intent of learn has two very important um, factors. The first one is, if we want to train ourselves to shift from intent to protect to intent to learn, first we need to make ourselves understand about um, the good reason for a belief in the good reasons. We have the belief and we believe in a good reason. That means we understand anything happen into life, everything happen in us, that there will be a good reason for that, and no doubt on that. The second factors for the intent to learn is we have the willingness to feel pain. The willingness to feel pain. This is the two factors that we will shift our mind from intent to protect and become intent to learn. So when we have the life that intend to learn, we make ourselves not running away from any responsibility that we have to, and then we have to take on it. So with this, if we are able to make ourselves to learn from whatever happened in life, we set ourselves at a very, very secure backwards for our place, able to bounce back. So that is a problem, because we do not have a secure place, and then for us to go back. The question is, shall we build up for ourselves, or shall we realize that we already have a place back behind our security, which is, and where is our inner self? To understand everything happened with a reason, and we are able to go through, we are willing to go through all the challenge. So with this kind of intention that we build up for ourselves, when we bounce back to our life, we will have a secure and safe place. However, we grown up, but we didn't train to build up, to understand that whatever happened in life come with a reason. Then through observation, that we observe our parents, we observe our caretakers, we realize whatever they have tried to show us is to run away from challenging, is to run away from problems. So this is how we learn that to solve the problems by running away from it. To solve a problem by giving reason, by showing your complaint and blaming on it. Then we turn ourselves into the dimension of we victimize ourselves. When we think that we are a victim for any challenge, we treat other as a prosecutor. Then we will lock ourselves into these two dimensions, victims and prosecutor, all the time. We will never come out from that. And eventually we'll make ourselves become another victim, and we prosecute ourselves. So if we come with this mindset, whatever happened in life, it will bring us into this situation. We feel so sad, and then we have guilt, which is toxic, which is not healthy. Having guilt is a healthy behavior, but if the guilt cannot be resolved, cannot generate our conscience, the guilt becomes toxic. In a safe place, like our house, like our family, it should be provide us a good place to recover from hurt, from harm that we receive from outside the family. But we can see the society now, we turn ourselves the other way around. We couldn't find safe and secure and cure that the feeling of cure in our family. We couldn't find that. The society has changed our perspective. The thing about the family becomes a place that just for us to run away. So from my observation, I realized unless that we have a chance, unless that we can rebuild a new family for our inner self, and also to make this group of the people who believe that we will have a more bouncing, more that more peaceful self, then we will form a new family as a learning circle. And this learning circle will generate a new type of the family energy for all. It cannot replace our original family, but it can enlarge our point of view to have a new type of family from now and the future. So this is what I would like to share in this morning, and it is quite a lot of information. I think I would like to invite Rini that if you can make a little bit of the summarize in Bahasa, and I think it should be that should be very uh, more relevant for all. What do you think, Rini?
Okay, thank you, teacher, for a very good explanation. Um, I will try to translate in a short and brief translation in Bahasa Indonesia. Jadi teman-teman yang disampaikan oleh teacher adalah yang pertama, poin pertama tadi adalah ada 4 tipe manusia. Yang pertama adalah mereka yang lahir dalam kegelapan, dan kemudian dalam hidupnya mereka terus berjalan atau maju terus di dalam kegelapan itu. Lalu ada tipe yang kedua, yaitu mereka yang lahir di dalam terang dan memilih untuk terus berjalan memilih untuk terus berjalan ke dalam kegelapan. Jadi mereka masuk ke dalam kegelapan. Lalu tipe yang ketiga adalah mereka yang lahir dalam terang dan memilih untuk tetap berjalan di dalam terang. Lalu tipe yang keempat adalah mereka yang lahir di dalam kegelapan atau gelap dan memilih untuk berjalan ke terang. Nah, pertanyaan tadi teacher tanyakan adalah, apakah kita tahu kita ini dari mana? Apakah tipe 1, tipe 2, tipe 3, tipe 4, apakah kita tahu kita sedang berjalan kemana? Nah, itu. Poin yang pertama tadi, berbicara mengenai apa yang terjadi berbicara mengenai pandemik ini, ada beberapa dari kita yang bekerja di rumah, di beberapa negara juga sama, begitu juga di Malaysia. Nah, manusia menghadapi pandemik ini berbeda-beda. Ada beberapa yang cemas, ada beberapa yang tidak bisa bertahan lama dengan keluarga, ada beberapa yang takut. Kita semua merefleksikan ini dengan berbeda-beda. Nah, sebenarnya semua ini pernah terjadi, tapi pertanyaannya kenapa ini tiba-tiba menjadi besar? Ada beberapa orang yang ternyata selama ini kita menggunakan kebebasan kemana-mana itu supaya kita lari dari hal-hal yang tidak mau kita hadapi. Nah, saat ini dengan kejadian ini, kita justru dipaksa menghadapi hal-hal yang tidak mau kita hadapi. Nah, di masa-masa kehidupan yang normal, kita pakai hal lain untuk mengalihkan diri dari argumen, konflik. Nah, karena dalam hidup kita tidak dilatih untuk menghadapi masalah, tetapi menggunakan hal lain untuk mengalihkan diri dari masalah. Tadi ada poin juga yang teacher sampaikan bahwa kita observasi, kita lihat, kita belajar itu dari orang tua kita belajar itu dari keluarga kita. Yang penting di sini adalah kita punya tempat yang aman dan nyaman untuk pergi, untuk kita berada, sehingga kita bisa bounce back atau kita bisa memantul. Teacher coba bagikan adalah satu intention atau keinginan untuk menyalahkan itu adalah usaha mengkontrol dan itu tidak mau bertanggung jawab. Tetapi ada hal yang menolong kita untuk memantul, yaitu keinginan untuk belajar. Nah, keinginan untuk belajar ini ada dua hal, to learn ya teacher ya, to learn or to love. Keinginan untuk belajar membuat kita ada 2 poin, kita harus percaya bahwa apapun yang terjadi ada maksud baik di situ. Apapun yang kita alami ada maksud baik di situ. Dan yang kedua, kita harus bersedia merasakan rasa sakit sehingga kita tidak lari dari tanggung jawab. Nah, poin yang terakhir, kita perlu ada kelompok yang aman, orang-orang yang keluarga yang aman, yang tepat, ini tidak menggantikan keluarga asli kita, tetapi fungsinya adalah untuk membuka perspektif kita lebih luas lagi memahami tentang hidup. I think that's all. The explanation, the brief translation. Uh, so for all of you, teacher, do you would like to ask something, or we will just open for questions?
Yes. I will say so. Because I don't want to make this session become the information I give to all of you. I also would like to know what information that you would like me to share with you. So I think Rini, you can help also organize that, and any one of you, you can just raise any type of question or any challenge or any uncertainty that you want to ask in your language or in English is fine. Then I will collect everything. I will make another part of the sharing with you regarding to all of your question and all of your information.
Okay, thank you, teacher. So, friends, because I'm using a handphone right now, so I cannot really see if we all open the video. Everyone who would like to ask question or share something, please write on chat your name, and then I will mention your name, and then you can talk through the microphone. Feel free. You have your time right now. Who would like to be the first one? We have around 10 minutes to discuss in this first session. Okay, while waiting, um, I have one question, teacher. Regarding the running to running from our responsibilities. Sometimes we really do not know whether my action is running or not, because we have been really like learn that, oh, this is the only way to solve the problem right now. Do you have like the criteria or characters, or how can we know that what I'm doing right now is not taking the responsibility?
I will keep this question into my notes, and then we go collect more. Okay. So about this responsibility, how do you know what is the responsibility you are going to take on, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, like I'm doing something like my action. How do I know that this action is actually unresponsible, not taking the responsibility?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, any other else? Feel free, everyone. Okay, Nandan, Teh Nandan. Teh Nandan, you can talk. No need to type all your question. You can unmute yourself and you can talk. Please.
Okay, thank you, teachers, for explaining information and thought. Thank you, Mayor. So my question is, I'm already at home for almost 2 months, teacher, and now people during it's almost to have Idul Fitri, people shopping crazy a lot in the mall, and they are not thinking about how danger is it. So I little bit feeling, oh my god, it's useless what I'm doing for 2 months, and what can I do is just protest in social media and encourage people to keep in their home. So my question is, what happened with the people like that? They are going around because they doesn't want to feel pain, or they want to denial the situation, or what? It's have correlation with the education or richness, or what, teacher? Thank you. I think Kak Mer bisa jelasin maksud gue itu. Jadi itu kenapa orang-orang begitu. Tadi sebetulnya udah dijelasin sama teacher ya, karena mereka itu nggak mau menghadapi kenyataan. Tapi maksudnya, apakah ini berkorelasi kan yang shopping-shopping itu punya duit, apakah berkorelasi ini teh dengan kesetaraan apa status sosial, status pendidikan kok kayaknya nggak ngaruh itu teh gitu apa yang terjadi gitu. You get my point, Mayor?
Yes.
Ya.
Should I explain again, teacher, or I
Uh,
think it's so clear.
Slightly, because she wrote down at the chat box. Yeah,
Yeah. I think it's clear that.
yeah,
Okay.
and also Yusuf is writing
Yes.
something in the chat box. You want to read it out?
Kang Yusuf, boleh tolong sampaikan saja.
Okay, hi, good morning, Teacher Nandor. How are you?
Good, good.
Okay, I'm glad to see you again.
Yes.
So actually, I just wondering about maybe there's a lot of people here. I mean, in all over the world, they not willing to accept the pain, and the thing makes it worse is sometimes the outside world, like we've seen on TV, they all, I mean, all they inform is all about blame, 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 and not solution or to recover it. So is there any solution for all of us? Because you know uh we know that we're facing some kind of a unknown disease, or even this look like ghost. Yeah, but the things is, I mean, government or people around the world, they just give us like what is it? Something make us freak out, not a solution. Uh, that's it. Maybe. Thank you very much, Mr. Nandor.
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, we have two also
Huda is,
after
yeah.
then Huda.
Yeah.
Keep it first. Okay.
Okay, good morning. Bye.
Good morning. Oh, yeah. It's the sound not very good. Maybe we can just read
Yeah,
the
good morning, teacher and friends. Because I'm in the same place with Hayati, so I using Hayati account. So I would like to ask you about the teacher say that about guilt feeling. Maybe I need explanation about that. So, what is there any kind of healthy guilt and what unhealthy guilt and how to deal with that kind of feeling? Thank you.
thank you. Next is Huda. Please, Kak.
Hi, Huda.
Can you see
Oh,
me?
Yes.
Okay.
ah,
Wait. I have to I have to device. All right.
Please.
Okay. I was wondering how to how to identify what type of person am I according to the four definition. As I believe myself, maybe people also believe that we want to have a good life. I mean, we can have dark side of life, but we want to end life with a bright side. So that's my questions. Thank you.
So, Huda, I just want to make clear with your. You say you have two questions. The first question is how to identify yourself in that four types of the characters.
Yes.
So, what is the second question?
No, that's one.
Oh, that's all. Okay, okay.
okay, I think that's all for now. Is there anyone else? feel free. Or so far, we will just have 5 questions.
Nanny, yes. Rini, can you? Oh, okay. Let me check.
Oh, there one more.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm here.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, last night I just saw a talk show from Oprah Winfrey, and that's really related to this session. And I would like to ask about how we convince ourselves that we can be better, live a better life after years of self-destruction that we are living. I mean, I live in years of self-destruction, like blaming myself and negativity, and how I can convince myself that I can be better next gitu.
Okay.
Thanks, teacher.
No problem. Okay. So we can proceed to the. I'll make myself in the session.
Okay.
Okay. So let me finish my writing, and I will come back soon.
So while teacher writing the question, can I read again all the questions, teacher?
Yes, please. Yeah.
Okay, the question number one is how do I know that I am taking responsibility or I am running away from my responsibility? Number two from Teh Nanden, other people are still shopping in this pandemic. She wonder uh, what were they, what happened with them, what is their character, why it is not related with their social status, and she feels that what she is doing is kind of useless. And maybe teacher can explain this phenomena. And then number three from Kang Yusef, how to accept pain because what he saw all around the world is we keep blaming each other. Number four from Cupid, teacher explained about healthy guilt and unhealthy guilt and how to deal with uh, that guilt. Uh, in my, if I'm not mistaken, it's unhealthy guilt. And number five from Kahuda, how to identify what type of person I am according to the four kind of human that teacher just explained. Number six from Tehneni, how we can convince ourselves that we can live a better life after living in a self-destruction life.
Yes. Thank you. Yeah, I got the point. Same like you mentioned just now. Thank you, Rini. Well, I will first give a story. Um, um, Suddenly, I forgot the story that I want to give. uh, when I just doing all the question in my mind, that there's one story come to me. Oh yes, now I remember. There's one young man who hold a key, kunci, and then who hold a key. Then he always search for the lock and try to open, and he couldn't find the key shoot to any locks. So he felt so that he felt so unhappy and desperate that would like to try and use his key to open the locks outside outside his world. Until one day he realized the lock is not at the outside world. The lock is his heart. Then he put the key into his heart and then open it. Then he realized the key that do towards happiness is the key for yourself. And quite a number of us, we are searching key from others. So people can decide the happiness that we have. People will decide our emotion. People can can judge us, can blame us, can criticize us because others hold the keys than to unlock ourselves. And this is not true because there's only right key to be unlocked ourselves is on our hand. Our hand hold the key towards happiness, towards all kind of emotion. The key is not at others' hand. If we rely on others, and then if we allow ourselves to be influenced by other, that means we are not loving ourselves. We are not really look after ourselves. We we put ourselves for other to manage, to decide how we live our life. So this is a story that I'm going to tell. During this pandemic, during this lockdown, Nandan say that she had been try to make yourself safe and try to make yourself into the right orders because you follow the rules, and then you discover there's a lot of people not willing to follow the rules, and they're still having a crowd or group of people outside the city. And then you feel that what you are doing is useless. Okay, so I have 2 points with this. The first one, we have no right to control people or to make people follow unless individually they have their uh, awareness, and then they really want to follow the rules. Even the rules has been given by the government, by the state, but it is up to the individual whether they want to control, they want to follow or not. If they don't want to follow, they will have to pay if the state or if the government give them some fine. And that will involve a lot of a different dimension of thinking. Like I remember, I think some of you say that about the education, or maybe Rini said that about. This is how people really understand and they really want to follow about that. The law is set there, the act it has been announced there, but individual they have their responsibility to take on or not to take on. If they take on and follow the rules, they show their responsibility. If they do not, they become irresponsible. And that will become another effect. They will become another, uh, uh, how to say, they will make people in troubles. At the other hand, we will say that because for those who follow the rules, who make themselves safe, and then because of some people who doesn't want to follow the rules, they give the risk for unsafety. Well, if that really happens, like I said, that the intent to learn, believe in good reason, this happen, it must be have a good reason. But although the good reason that we don't like it, although the good reason we do not accept it, but it comes with something that we ought to learn, even we are not understand at the very beginning. So this is one of the point that for Nandan, we cannot control others, even they are making something that we do not like. Okay? Yes. And then follow with this, Yusuf say that it's like when you see in how to accept pain. I will say that very difficult to accept pain. I'm not forcing you to accept pain until you have a chance, until you have a capacity, then to understand accept pain, it is just a process. It is not the result. It is not the result. It is the process for us to make our capability more complete, more sufficient. no, sorry, more efficient, because uh, we will be more stronger in the future when we go through all the difficulties. The TV show that there's a lot of people making blaming, so that the society has been influenced by a lot of blaming. The people are not thinking that they are, how to say, making blame is like a game. They are playing a game called blaming game. I don't know whether you have a chance to play, to know what is the game called Jutawan, Monopoly. Yeah. Okay, so
Yeah,
Yes.
I know it.
this game, it will end up 2 hours you're sitting there, and then you couldn't find any you cannot find any result, and then you blame the game. So, oh, so stupid this game, then we are still sitting here for 2 hours, and you complain about that, and you still in the game. Why? What happened? It's a very difficult for you to come out from that. So when we are playing the blaming game, we are part of it. So if you can make yourself, when you watch the TV, you realize they are doing some blaming game. That's it. You realize they are making blaming, and this is a game, and you know that they are playing the game. So what happened to you? If you want to go and play with this game, you will become part of that. If just like when you are playing the Jutawan, the game Monopoly, immediately you stand up and say that I have enough, then you will leave the game. The game will not affect you. So this is why there's a group of people, they don't like to read newspaper, they don't like to watch TV, they don't want to see the news, because they said all the TV's program, newspaper, they are all bad thing, because they all talk about blaming. So they don't like to be involved in that. They are out of it, but they are not really out of it, because they are afraid. They have fear. We don't have to fear those blaming game, but all we have to do is to uplift our awareness. We know that they are playing game, and I have a choice whether I want to play with them or not. If I'm not playing with them, I will not blame their blaming game. Otherwise, we'll become another blamer. We blame them because they are blaming other.
Mr. Nandor, the
Yes,
thing is, we already know about uh bad news is the good news, right? For TV, the bad news is a good news for them. But the thing is, sometimes we need to keep up or update anything from TV. So sometimes it's like to what is it? Uh, what is it? Kita nyebutnya di Indonesia itu buah si malakama. I don't know what's in English, but it's two side of coins.
yes,
We know that it's a bad news, it's a good news, but then we have to sometimes we have to keep up or update from the news.
yes, yes.
So
I got your
how is it, sir?
I got your point. Just like you say, coin has two sides.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mm.
so you cannot choose any side on that. But coin is coin. Two side is part of the coin. News is news. Bad news, good news is just part of the news. So if we take side on that, we are playing the game with them. We can't. It's like I answer then we cannot control others. We cannot control people that whether they like to take A side or B side. Sometimes A side is stronger than B side. Then you will see. Okay, the accusation and also the blaming A side and a B side. Then both sides they have their point, and they want the audience to follow them. The audience can be divided to A side or B side, but don't forget, beside these two sides, we have C, we have D, we have E. We have more sides. And which one is us? Even no with no sides, we are also part of a site. So it is up to the individual. It is up to us whether we want to follow the flow or we are the flow. We have a change. We have a selection. We have choice. So you said no solution or to recover. Actually, this it is if this is not a problem, that doesn't need any solution. So this is what how we can see the world is like a big game. The world is playing a game, especially during this pandemic, during this COVID-19, the world, the century disaster. We can see many countries like US, China, Europe, Italy. Many countries they have a lot of they have a lot of their position, and they pinpoint, they blame. There's a lot of story you can see through the news. But which one is telling the truth? Perhaps everyone is trying to tell the truth, but the receiver choose whether they want to receive or not. I am the receiver. You are the receiver. You can choose whether you want to receive or not. Okay? Well,
Yeah. Okay.
TV is making a program in order to survive, in order to make more people than to have their work. But they do need to follow some rules and also regulation in order that the news that they share out is can be accepted by the society. And if the society is more accept those blaming voice, then this we can reflect what kind of society that we are having here. Why people are more liking the blame news rather than the truth news. Then we can see, are we part of the solution or are we part of the problem? If we are also doing the blame action, then we are part of the problem. The same like the TV program. So I think from the position where we can reflect on what we can do, what as a personal that we contribute to the society. I'm glad that like Yusuf and then when you see outside, when you see the people, they are not doing the right thing, you feel something. But the most important thing, we also part of the world. We contribute our life into the world. So if I am a solution, I will have a confidence and to trust in the future. I will contribute something for the society. I will contribute something for the world. Even though I'm now still a small, I'm still a small part. I cannot represent all others, but I have to stick with what I believe.
Thank you, teacher. It's clear.
Yeah.
Thank you,
So
teacher.
maybe for the next participant, let teacher finish the session first.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
So
because what I explained in the first one. Teacher will, and then we will continue with you. You will have your discussion session later. Thank you.
okay, please. Um, to Nanny, the question that you asked, that because you shared that a self-destruction life, this means that you already aware that you come from a self-destruction life, and then how can you convince yourself that you can be better in the future, but not forever living in a self-destruction life? Well, this is also the same part of the the answer that I provide before, that we choose our future. When we understand where we are now, then we have a choice to make our future different. Not other ways, not the other way around. Self-destruction life, if that is part of your family, I will explain into that this is the dark side of your family. Dark side mean there's a lot of things come to you that it is not uh, clear, not smooth, not easy. So, and then self-destruction, this involve a lot of uh, psychology part, and um, you have a choice to continue the self-destruction life from now on, or you have a choice to stop it. You can't let other to choose for you. You have to choose for yourself. So the self-destruction, immediately that if you want to stop it, the first order of change is stop self-destruct your life. It's mean you have to stop all the behavior that you have done before for yourself. If you're able to harm yourself, if you're able to hurt yourself, you have to stop it now. This is the first order. And the second order of change about the self-destruction, you you have to stick and try to make your learning circle. And this learning circle is a good environment for you to share more about your feeling. When you can share about your emotion or your feeling, the energy of self-destruction, they will getting less. They will decrease the power. The more we can share about our life, the more we are not under control by the invisible emotion. When we can speak out our emotion, the emotion is under control by ourselves. If we can't speak out the emotion, we become the slave of the emotion. So it is a process for you that you can choose to walk through the bright side, even you come from a dark side. If you let yourself continue to self-destruction, that means you choose to walk to the dark side in the future. The choice is on our hand, and plus the key is on you. No one has a right to destruct you. If we choose to be destruct, if you choose to be destructed, then we couldn't complain. But if we know that I am not going to destruct myself, but other people already done it to me, I will go to the point that Pipit said, and because if we think that we have to take responsibility for other, and then we will feel guilt. Self-destruction sometimes is a kind of guilt redeemer. We try to redeem that we think that we are guilt. But the fact is, the past is the past. All we have to know is the reason it happened and the unfinished business that we haven't done from the past. We cannot recall, we cannot ask the past come back to now because it will never happen. Just like we can't bring our inner child to the real world. We can only go back to the past to reclaim, but we can't bring the inner child and live in the modern world, in the present world, then it will create a lot of problems. So all we have to do is we need to acknowledge it. We need to acknowledge it. The inner child, the past is a past. And all I can learn from the past is not to under control by the invisible emotion coming from the past. The history is a history, but the emotion happened until today. The history is a record, not the emotion. But all the emotion we have, mostly it is unrevolution. They are not revolved. The emotion is very ancient. It's very old type of emotion that we have. So the self growth, the inner growth process is for us to understand about whether we are having the new emotion or the previous emotion that still control us. The self-destruction, it is a pattern that has been last long from the past time until present. And you need to build up a new type of characters. And the new type of characters will have less destructive action for yourself. This you need a team, you need a group of friends, you need to create a new family that the new family will not giving you any destruction. Then you will gain confidence, then to learn, to grow, and to shift your path from dark side to the bright side. And, and people say that the guilt feeling, and how to know that what is the healthy guilt and what is a toxic guilt. Guilt is a feeling, is part of the emotion. When we have healthy guilt, we generate conscience. If we have a toxic guilt, we will run away from our responsibility. You will see when we do not know how to take on the guilt, we will generate a new type of characters, and the characters will anti society, will make all responsibility out of ourselves. In the society, you will discover there's a type of the people. They always say that people has problem, they do not have problem. That type of people, they have a problem on identify their responsibility. They thought that they are perfect. Others people make a big mistake. Especially when you join in the learning companionship, when you join in this learning circle, you will see there's a lot of people call you. Hey, are you have a problem? Why you go and study this? They will ask you. They thought that you have problems, so you want to learn something. You want to go and make yourself perfect. It must be a problem, mentally problem or anything. So they don't think they need this type of a training. They don't think that they need this type of a learning because they think they don't have any problem. But the fact is, no one can get rid of problems. We are part of the problem. The journey for our life to go through is from a problems to another problems. Our lives is all full of problems, from one to another one, and then we grow ourselves. So if the people say that they don't have a problem, all the problem is outside, is other people. We consider them they have the disorder, character disorder. Character disorder is a kind of a mental disease because people don't think that they have any single responsibility. All the responsibility is other people. But the other side, like Pipit, when you say that guilt is somehow toxic, guilt is somehow has two different dimensions. One is to get rid of the responsibility. The other side is to take on the responsibility. The toxic guilt have two dimensions. One is avoid this responsibility. One is They take on all responsibility. So what is why they take on all responsibility? They blame themselves. They said, I am not good because I am the problem. It's because of me, so people has a trouble. It's because of me, and I make everything mess. So this is the different side of taking responsibility, which is overtake responsibility. One side is get rid of responsibility, not taking any responsibility. The other side is getting all responsibility, overtake responsibility. They do have another word called neurotic psychic. The neurotic psychics mean they don't know how to share responsibility. They will take on every responsibility. All faults is my fault, it's not other. Okay? Then when you say how do you distinguish it? How to make guilt healthy or unhealthy? Understand about if you are taking some responsibility which is not your part, then you have what we call the tiny toxic guilt. The guilt is not balanced. This means you overtake more. But if you somehow think that I have no responsibility, and then people are taking responsibility, you will get into the other side of the guilt that you pass on. That's been the toxic guilt also a bit not in the right path. So to how to keep it balanced, keep it. If you don't really clear about that, you're able to talk about that and you can ask friends and think about it. If your friends can help you to identify it, then you probably you can go through more healthy guilt that you are having. Healthy guilt will provide you conscience. The conscience has the other name called swarahati. When you have guilt, the heart of conscience will speak. So if you train your guilt in a healthy way, you will generate more conscience in your life. But the other hand, if you are not generate a healthy guilt, you will realize that your conscience will getting less. So if you're still full of conscience, have confidence on that, you are at a healthy guilt lifestyle. And the last question is Huda, how to identify what type of I think I would rather choose. I would rather say that the dark side and the bright side more on the general part, not the specific. It is the spiritual dark side or spiritual bright side. It's more like when we see through a person, especially um, especially when we talk about the bright side, is the person who were born in a not having a lot of difficulties lifestyle or time. That is what we call the bright side. The dark side means that they're having the life into troubles, like I consider myself is I was born in the bright side because I come from a good family, but later on my parents divorced. They brought me into the dark side. So I have sometimes lived in the dark side because my parents divorced. Then I don't have a good background. Then later on, from this dark side, then I was led to initiative of change, and then I realized that I'm moving on to the bright side. So it probably in our life, it doesn't mean that only from one side to another side. It can be from one side to another side and to another side and change again. So it is like the short form for us to see how we live our life. If we live our life into a smooth, easy, then we consider that is the bright side. But if we live into a difficult part, live into a lot of bad habits and a lot of challenge, then we will consider this is a dark side. I hope this can answer you, Buddha. Rini, it's up to you.
He said yes, understand. He's forgot to unmute.
Thank you. Okay, Rini, yeah.
Thank you, teacher. I think it's uh maybe it gives us more questions, but I will try to give the translation. Oke, teacher memulai cerita dengan memulai sesi yang kedua menjawab pertanyaan teman-teman dengan sebuah cerita. Ada seorang muda yang memegang kunci dan dia selalu mencari gemboknya. Dia mencari di luar dirinya, tapi ternyata dia menemukan gemboknya itu ternyata ada di hatinya. Sehingga kunci untuk kebahagiaan itu ada di dirinya. Banyak dari kita yang mencari kunci kebahagiaan itu dari luar. Dan orang lain tidak dapat memutuskan kebahagiaan kita, kuncinya ada di tangan kita. Jika kita mencari kebahagiaan itu dari orang lain, itu berarti kita tidak memperhatikan diri kita sendiri, kita tidak mengasihi diri kita sendiri. Nah, selama pandemik ini, kita seperti Teh Nenden, kita mencoba menuruti aturan-aturan yang sudah diberikan, dan orang lain ada banyak yang tidak menurut. Nah, dalam hal ini kita tidak punya hak untuk mengatur orang lain kecuali mereka secara individu mereka punya kesadaran itu. Jadi itu tergantung mereka, itu adalah tanggung jawab pribadi mereka. Memang ada resikonya, mereka mungkin bisa membuat orang lain bermasalah, membuat orang lain beresiko. Bahkan untuk hal ini pun kita harus balik lagi ke poin sebelumnya bahwa kita harus percaya ini pun terjadi untuk sebuah alasan yang baik yang mungkin saat ini kita belum bisa menerimanya. Nah, selanjutnya bagaimana kita bisa menerima rasa sakit? Memang menerima rasa sakit itu sulit dan tidak bisa dipaksa sampai kita punya kapasitas atau kita dilatih keterampilan untuk menerima rasa sakit. Dan ini bukan hasil, ini adalah proses. Jadi kita akan menjadi lebih kuat di masa depan kalau kita melewati proses-proses atau kesulitan-kesulitan. Nah, berkaitan dengan menyalahkan atau isinya blame-blame, menyalahkan orang lain, itu seperti main monopoli. Contohnya, kita komplain, kita marah-marah di situ, tapi kita masih terus main di situ. Begitu juga dengan ketika kita bilang orang lain menyalahkan orang lain. Ketika kita menyalahkan orang yang menyalahkan orang lain ini, kita mengambil bagian dari permainan menyalahkan ini. Nah, penting bagi kita untuk menyadari apakah sebenarnya saya juga ikutan menyalahkan orang atau tidak. Ketika kita sedang menyalahkan orang lain yang menyalahkan orang lain, maka kita juga menjadi tukang yang nyalahin yang baru. Gitu. Ternyata kita ikut dalam permainan itu. Nah, pilihan kita, apakah kita mau ikut atau mau keluar. Nah, masyarakat seperti apa yang kita punya? Kalau kita lihat apakah masyarakat yang kita punya adalah yang menyalahkan atau tidak, nah kita bisa memutus di situ, kita bisa berhenti di situ. Apakah kita mau jadi bagian dari solusi atau masalah? Apakah kita mau fokus ke kontribusi apa yang bisa kita kasih ke masyarakat, atau kita mau ikut menyalahkan? Selanjutnya mengenai self destruction life, mengenai kehidupan yang merusak diri sendiri. Kita yang memilih hidup kita. Kita mau terus hidup merusak hidup kita atau kita mau berhenti. Dan kita tidak bisa minta orang lain yang memutuskan untuk kita. Ada cara pertama yang langsung bisa kita lakukan adalah ya kita berhenti melakukan kegiatan-kegiatan atau tindakan-tindakan yang merusak hidup kita sekarang. Saat itu kita mau berhenti, ya kita memutuskan untuk berhenti. Lalu kita harus punya lingkungan belajar, lingkungan yang positif, yang menerima perasaan kita, lingkungan-lingkungan yang tempat di mana kita bisa sharing, bisa bagikan hidup kita, cerita kita. Sehingga semakin kita bisa bagikan cerita hidup kita, emosi kita, justru semakin kita tidak dikontrol oleh emosi-emosi kita. Sehingga ada proses bagi kita untuk berjalan ke sisi terang. Nah, dari hal ini kita perlu membangun karakter-karakter yang baru, karakter yang lebih positif, yang lebih membangun diri. Nah, untuk hal ini kita butuh tim, sekelompok orang, orang-orang baru, keluarga baru yang tidak memberikan kehancuran baru untuk kita. Terkait dengan rasa bersalah, kita perlu tahu bahwa masa lalu adalah masa lalu, gitu. Kita tidak bisa kembali untuk merubahnya, tetapi kita bisa berdamai dengan masa lalu. Kita harus mengakui, yaitu tadi ya, bahwa masa lalu adalah masa lalu, dan pertumbuhan diri adalah untuk kita memahami emosi-emosi baru, atau mungkin ada emosi lama yang masih mengontrol kita. Nah, rasa bersalah itu sebenarnya bagian dari perasaan-perasaan kita, emosi kita. Kalau kita punya membangun rasa bersalah yang sehat, maka kita akan membangun kata hati atau suara hati. Kita mengasah suara hati kita, kata hati kita. Kalau kita memiliki rasa bersalah yang tidak sehat, maka kita akan cenderung lari dari tanggung jawab. Nah, ada kelompok-kelompok orang yang merasa mereka lebih baik dari orang lain. Mereka tidak butuh belajar. Mereka merasa masalahnya bukan mereka. Justru mereka adalah orang-orang yang tidak mengambil tanggung jawab dalam hidup mereka. Jadi ada dua sisi ya, ada dua sisi kehidupan yang beracun. Satu, ada dua dimensi. Satu, orang-orang yang mengambil semua tanggung jawab. Satu lagi, kelompok orang-orang yang membuang, menolak semua tanggung jawab. Nah, bagaimana kita membedakannya? Harus seimbang. Kapan kita mengambil tanggung jawab atas hidup kita, kapan kita membiarkan orang lain mengambil tanggung jawab atas hidup mereka. Nah, kehidupan kita itu adalah proses dari satu masalah ke masalah yang lain dan kita bertumbuh. Nah, yang terakhir, bagaimana mengidentifikasikan saya bagian mana kita tidak serta-merta hidup di terang lalu jadi gelap, atau dari gelap lalu jadi terang. Kadang dalam kehidupan kita lahir di terang. Ini terang dalam konteks umum ya, atau gelap dalam konteks umum, bukan konteks agama tertentu gitu. Jadi kadang kita hidup di terang, lalu kita memiliki kehidupan yang gelap, lalu kemudian kita berjalan dalam terang. Jadi lebih berdinamika terang dan gelap ini. Yang perlu kita identifikasi adalah ketika kita di gelap, berarti kita sedang menghidupi kehidupan yang kebiasaan-kebiasaan yang buruk, karakter-karakter yang buruk, dan ketika kita hidup di terang, itu berarti kita menjalani kehidupan kebiasaan-kebiasaan yang baik, perjalanan yang lebih lancar dari biasanya. Kira-kira seperti itu. Teacher, do you want to add some more? Or we will open new discussion session.
You have given a very clear explanation, better than mine.
Thank you, Kak Mer.
Hopefully it's not going away from your explanation. Oke, teman-teman, teacher menambahkan 2 poin di situ. Yang pertama, karakter disorder atau gangguan karakter adalah mereka yang menghindari semua tanggung jawab. Ada orang-orang yang neurotis, yaitu mereka yang mengambil semua tanggung jawab. Itu di chat ya, saya cuma mencoba menerjemahkan.
Yeah, I will say that taking responsibility is okay, but do not overtake all none your responsibility. And I forgot to answer Rini your question at last. Your question is about responsibility. How do you know that the responsibility is yours? And the point is, we are human being. The human being has different personalities. In front of our parents, we are their kids, we are the children. So children has a children's responsibility. As a parents has a parent's responsibility. As a student has a responsibility. And different characters, different personalities, we do have different responsibilities. And that at the right time, you do the right work. The right work should to your characters. Then you are taking your responsibility. If you are not, like I always has a thought that for my mother, then I'm not doing my responsibility. I'm doing my mom's mother responsibility. So I hope you got the point that when we have the responsibility means I am doing right with my roles and my personality, my characters that is able to do. If beyond that, we will sometimes overtake responsibility.
Oke, saya translatekan mengenai pertanyaan saya, kapan saya tahu saya sedang mengambil tanggung jawab saya atau tidak, itu tergantung dari mungkin bahasa Indonesianya peran kita apa. Kalau peran tanggung jawab kita, kalau saat itu peran kita anak, kita mengambil tanggung jawab kita sebagai anak. Saat itu kita sebagai siswa, kita melakukan tanggung jawab kita sebagai siswa. Tidak bisa saat itu kita perannya anak, tapi kita berpikir seperti ibu kita, maka kita sedang mengambil tanggung jawab dari ibu kita. Kira-kira begitu. Okay, so we will enter the another question session. Maybe a few questions regarding to what we have discussed. Okay, maybe not new topic anymore, but regarding to another person question, maybe we start to realize one or two things. Please, friends, feel free to give comment or you want to add comment from what teachers explain or something that you were still unclear. This is your time as before. Please chat your name on the chat and I will let you speak. Anyone?
May I know that these sessions and we will, you said we will continue till 12 o'clock? Sorry,
Yes.
it's my time. My time is 12 o'clock. It's been 11?
Oh yeah, it's 11 o'clock Bandung time.
Okay, yeah, sure. Yeah, we will know how many questions we can take, all right?
Okay, so we will take around three question, I guess.
Yeah, please.
Three question or three comments. Please feel free. Not new topic, but according to or discussing about previous topic. If it's new topic, then it might be one question. Okay. Oh, I thought Kak Irna want to ask something. Any other else? Adakah teman-teman yang mau bertanya terkait dengan apa yang sudah kita bahas? Mungkin dari penjelasan saya masih kurang jelas atau translatean saya. Kalau dari teacher kayaknya sudah jelas. Sesi ini akan ada, kita punya rekamannya dan juga akan ada notulensinya. There will be note taking about all of the questions, all of the discussion. Jadi semua teman-teman yang merasa mungkin tidak sempat catat atau mau bagikan ke teman-temannya atau mau punya catatannya, nanti akan kita bagikan catatannya.
Kak Mer, mungkin sambil nunggu orang mau bertanya, bisa kita promoin kelas-kelas kita, Kak Mer. Setelah Lebaran akan ada kelas online dan lain-lain.
Ya deh.
Ya. Halo?
I think Rini has a connection problem.
Oh iya. So, I will in bahasa.
Juga,
Oh iya ada.
kita sekolah.
Ya, lanjut Kak Mer,
Oh,
lanjut.
halo, Teh. Kita punya kelas sekolah cinta ya, sekolah orang tua juga. Jadi dari sekolah cinta ini kita akan belajar bagaimana mengasihi diri kita, bagaimana mengenal diri kita. Dan yang namanya mengasihi diri itu apa sih? Sama atau tidak dengan egois? Nah, ini kita akan belajar bagaimana mengenal diri. Kemudian setelah itu, kalau teman-teman sudah ikut kelas ini, kita akan masuk ke kelas bagaimana mengenal pasangan, bagaimana kita berelasi dengan orang lain. Nah, dari kelas ini juga ada serialnya, ada buku-bukunya yang akan kita baca. Jadi programnya itu kita akan membaca buku dan ada beberapa aktivitas. Yang paling penting adalah kita berbasis komunitas. Jadi bukan satu orang ngajarin semuanya, tapi kita akan sama-sama belajar satu sama lain, sama-sama support yang tadi teacher katakan bahwa kita harus punya tim kelompok yang menerima kita. Nah, kalau teman-teman pikir saya harus cari di mana ya? Kita punya kelompok yang membangun percaya satu sama lain, yang bisa menerima segala macam emosi yang mau disampaikan dengan disampaikan ada cara-caranya, ada aktivitas-aktivitasnya. Kemudian terakhir ada juga sekolah orang tua. Bagaimana kita bisa menjadi orang tua yang baik karena bahkan alat yang kita beli kayak contohnya handphone itu semua ada buku manualnya begitu. Tetapi untuk menjadi orang tua untuk mendidik anak apa manualnya gitu. Nah, di sini kita akan belajar bersama bagaimana menjadi orang tua yang membangun generasi-generasi yang berjalan di dalam terang tadi. Gitu. Nah, kita juga punya beberapa buku, mungkin teman-teman operator punya foto bukunya kah? Ada beberapa buku yang ditulis oleh siswa-siswa SR itu sendiri gitu. Salah satunya adalah buku dari Kak Duha, mungkin kalau belum ada fotonya bisa teman-teman visit ini kita visit Instagram kita untuk melihat buku-buku ini. Ada beberapa yang memang hasil pencarian, penulisan, penelitian. Ada juga yang merupakan sharing-sharing, kayak contohnya ini buku parenting, hal-hal yang terlewat yang kita nggak sadar gitu dalam mendidik anak. Ada lagi buku yang lain?
I think Alex from Hong Kong would like to ask a question.
Oke, saya kira kita nanti akan bahas ini lagi kalau kita punya waktu. Terima kasih untuk foto-fotonya. We have discussed about this picture. We have questions from Alex Liu. Please feel free to
Can
ask
you hear me?
us.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Thank you, Nando, and thank you, Rini. I was just wondering about the responsibility, each person taking our own responsibility and not participating in the blame game, pointing fingers at each other. I think this is an excellent point, but I'm also wondering, how do we balance this principle with the other principle that in a democracy we try to hold our government responsible? And when the citizens, we see that our government, they are not doing their proper job, sometimes their decision have a big negative impact towards the citizen, and it's believed that we have a right to voice our concern and try to hold them accountable, ask them to do the right action. But sometimes this can also easily turn into a blame game. So how do we balance these two seemingly conflicting principles? Thank you.
You pour a very big question, but this is a good question. I will. I can only speak for my personal point of view. If I am in what Alex told this situation, I will first think about the democracy. Democracy is one of the system that we want to follow, and then I will see, because I won't say that all systems are perfect without any challenge, because any type of system for the country, for running a place, they do have their they do have their advantages and disadvantages. So if if my position is like this, I want to hold that the democracy in my place, in my country. But my country, yes, is a democracy country. But the problem is the people who in this country, whether they really practice about this democracy is another question, is another big challenge for us. I can follow whatever the democracy system is performing in that. But I cannot control those people who do not want to follow the democracy pattern. I can see that if this happened into me, I was first I will first see myself where and what is my position is, and then I will think about whether I have enough people, or whether I am part of the big crowd of those who are not follow the democracy, or I am the crowd that I follow the democracy system. Then the third point is I will have to manage and I have to make myself balance if I really want to fight for this in the long term. I don't know which part is the best, because at some point that we cannot presume that we know the future will happen. Um, I'll give you my example, because in my country we are like in my country, that if some of you know that our government just changed in March without the proper election, but it is just with the games in the parliament and then to shift. And recently they are having a one day, no, just a morning parliament meeting in yesterday only. And then it happened with this, then the whole government are very shaking. We declare that we are democracy, but most of the politicians, they are playing the they're using the name of democracy and then to play the game for their own benefit. As a citizen, as a people that I follow democracy, I want that happen in my country. But most of our people in our country, they like what the other party to do. Then we thought that otherwise we thought that we can't do anything, but actually we can still do our part. We do our part to maintain that the people to follow the right democracy system. And then as a personal, I'm taking my responsibility on this. But as a whole country, I might not, because the whole country is not follow the real democracy's pattern. I don't know whether this can answer you, but I am trying to say that from personal to the from personal level to the society and to the country levels, and somehow that we will make into conflict, and also quite a lot of challenge in this. Yeah.
Thank you, Nando. I was just also reflecting on the quote that is often shared in the IFC circle, as in, "As
Yeah.
I am, so is my nation."
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Over to the host. Thank you.
Thank you. So we will have another questions from uh, Malinda. Please, you can speak up your questions. Linda.
Yeah. Okay. Actually, I already write down on the chat, but that's okay. Hello, teacher. So I want to ask more about our roles and responsibility as a child. Uh, when we talk about that, but sometimes we face with our cultural values. Like for example, maybe in our environment that kids need to give money or something uh, what to
to pay back our parents' duty to our to the children. So we need pay back to them. Um, how if in our environment we have some belief like that? Do we need to consider that cultural values? But sometimes it can be a toxic because there are a lot of the society burden on us. Yeah, that's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Linda. I think your question can is also apply to many people, especially especially that you have a strong traditions in the country. Um, I won't say that the I won't say that we are challenging our tradition. I am saying that by a new type of uh, enhancement, and then so that we can bring a new energy into our tradition. So this learning process doesn't want you to go against your tradition, but two sides. One, to fully understand what is hiding behind the tradition. What is the tradition is trying to give to the generation, to the people. Recently, that we thought that the tradition has somehow stopped us and control us and make us cannot be free. At some point, that we have this challenge. The other hand, that we do not know what is the tradition is trying to tell us. So the second point is how to make the tradition to be understandable, and that has to be we first need to understand when the tradition speak to the kid is different than the tradition speak to the adult kid. We are all adult. This means we grown up. We are still their kid. We are still the parents. We still their kid. The parents will regard less that we are adult. We are still their kid. We cannot be we cannot be an real adult in front of our parents because we are still their parents. We are still their kids. Even I turned myself 50 years old and I'm still 24 years different from my parents. Doesn't mean that I already 50 years old, then they don't think that I'm their kid. I'm still a kid. So we are our parents. We are our parents. Children is it will never change. But the part that we can change is the part we can change is am I using a child position that's been ungrown up child position to talk to our parents, or am I using a grown up adult child position then to face on them? So when we are using adult child position to talk to them, we can discuss with them. We have capability to discuss, to make a conversation, to make a dialogue without fear, without guilt, but in a balance, in a calm and in harmony position, and to talk with the parents. If we are thinking that we are more, their parents are more superiority, and then we are not in superiority, that we are lower than the parents, then we will afraid with those conversation, dialogues, discussion will against them. The parents is parents, parent is an adult, is an adult. So we also an adult, we can create a peaceful conversation, a platform with them without any fear. So if we realize that we cannot have a peaceful conversation with our parents, it means that psychologically we are still maintain ourselves a very small children in front of our parents. So with that, the tradition will works to us. The tradition will still work with us, but we will have a to different way to explain and different way to understand about the tradition will work to us if we are an adult child to our parents. Adult child, not the characters, but is grown adult, still our parents' kids, still our parents' uh, anak-anak. Okay, so if we make ourselves a children kid, a child kid to them, they will give the tradition stronger and then to control us. I don't know how. Is that okay, Rini? This explanation. I hope this can be understandable.
Yeah, for me it's clear, teacher. Thank you.
Okay, yeah. Yusuf,
Kang Kang Yusuf ada pertanyaan lagi. Kang
Yeah.
Yusuf, please make it short and brief, okay?
Okay. Uh, Mr. Nandor,
yeah.
actually, I just wanna it's relate with the self-destruction problems,
Hmm.
and actually, I have a lot of them, lots of them. But the things is, uh, I know it's all about the self-destruction. It's came from a wrong decision. I mean, wrong decision when I was kid, but then it becomes obsession, and it's I think it's kind of a weird obsession, but this is long last until now. It just looked like a ghost for me, and I don't know how to deal with it, or even how to I don't know the solution to get rid of the my weird obsessions. Is
Okay.
there any solution for to get rid of it? Thank you very much.
I first have to know that when you say obsession, is what type of obsession?
Mm, I'm a fatherless kind of person. Sometimes it just I want to have like a friend of mine as a father kind of, and find out and find like uh yeah, a boy as
Mm,
a as a father. It just find out the father role, something like that.
mm,
and, and I think it's weird, because in this I'm 40 now, but I'm still looking for the father.
mm,
I mean, from my friends, and sometimes they consider it as a, uh, yeah, it's weird. I mean, to find out the father from my friends. I mean, it just look like a boyfriend kind of stuff.
yeah. So what you mean that you are trying to find someone who will fulfill your father figure, and
Yes.
then you will crazily stick on that and try to find that for yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, this obsession. Okay.
Yeah.
So okay. Well, there is a paragraph that Alex shared this morning to another session. I think some of our friends have been read it. I think may I use that, Alex? Is it okay that I use that then for to share to this group?
Yeah, sure, sure. Go ahead, please.
So this is one of the paragraph I think is very important, and I put it. Oh, very difficult. I will have to. I will copy and paste here. Give me some time.
I have it with me, Nando. Maybe you can go and explain, and I'll copy and paste in the chat.
Okay, can you please?
Yes.
So the paragraph is like this. It said it is from Alice Miller because there's a lot of the kids experience the different treatment during a childhood, intentionally or unintentionally. So like Yusuf, you say that you go through a lot of when you was kids, and then there's a lot of wrong decision when you was kid, and then that come with your obsession with sometimes some weird approaching to the people. So anyway, we will see, because as you are now in this learning circle, in this learning process, I will share, I can share with you, I was, how to say, I'm share to tell you that there is solution for you, but it will take some time for you to understand it. So
Okay.
don't try to get rid of anything, but to understand it. We have two type of problems in life. Okay, one is the problem of lives, lives, problem of lives. So this is one. The other one is the problem of life, the second one. The problem of lives, we can find the solution and resolve it, and it has to be done as soon as possible. But the problem of life, we can't solve it, especially when you talk about this. Your part, your characters has been formed when you were a little boy, and it become part of your life, and the obsession can become the problem of life, not the problem of lives. The problem of lives is when you try to approach people, then people think that you are so annoying. That is the problem of lives. Then you need to solve it. In order not to make people keep distance with you, then you do a lot of different type of characters. But the problem of life means the one you didn't gain from your childhood, you can't find a replacement when you are grown adult. And
Yeah.
you need to understand what is the problem of life, not to find a solution for the problem of life. So this is the paragraph that Alex has shown on the chat box, is from Alice Miller, say that the art of not experiencing feelings. A child can experience her feelings or his feeling only when there is somebody there who accept he or she fully, understand he or she, and support he or she. If that person is missing, if the child must risk losing the mother's love or her substitute in order to feel, then she will repress emotions. And the second part is, without realizing that the past is constantly determining their present action, they avoid learning anything about their history. They continue to live in their repressed childhood situation, ignoring the fact that it no longer exists, continuing to fear and avoid dangers that, although once real, have not been real for a long time. Well, the paragraph is in short, but it tells you are doing the process to uncover that your weird obsession feeling. You are uncovering it, so you are able to talk about that. And this is the first step. And the second step, you need to learn to get to the point that to find out the missing part in your past. The missing part in your past related to the man figure in your family. With that, you are going to enter the journey to find a solution. Solution is there, but it will take time for you to gain it back, to understand it. So I hope this with this journey, we are able to become your accompaniment. We can become your partner, and then to support you to find out the right solution in your life.
Mr. Nandor,
Yes.
I've
And
tried to.
still,
Huh? Yeah.
um,
Is there any time?
Kang Yusuf, kita waktunya udah mau habis.
Oke, oke, oke.
Uh, is that clear enough atau nanti di chat aja coba
Iya, nanti
biar
pas chat aja lah lebih lebih jelas. Thank you very much
ya.
ya.
Saya akan maaf, mentranslatekan dalam bahasa Indonesia apa yang tadi dibahas. Pertanyaan pertama mengenai uh, demokrasi, bagaimana kita bisa membedakan kapan kita tidak menyalahkan orang lain dan kapan kita menggunakan hak kita sebagai warga negara. Nah, poin di sini adalah kita harus tahu kapan kita menyeimbangkan, karena demokrasi ini sistem. Apakah negara kita memang negara demokrasi, tapi apakah orang-orangnya berdemokrasi? Apakah kita bisa masuk ke dalam sistem ini? Yang perlu kita ingat adalah kita perlu menyeimbangkan diri kita di dalam hal ini. Kapan kita mengambil tanggung jawab, kapan kita tidak mengblame, dan kapan kita menggunakan hak kita sebagai warga negara. Lalu yang berikutnya adalah bagaimana jika tanggung jawab kita berhubungan dengan nilai-nilai budaya kita ternyata itu toksik atau beracun. Nah, kita harus pahami bahwa bagaimana tradisi itu mempengaruhi kita juga tergantung dari bagaimana kita melihat diri kita. Apakah kita masih seperti orang dewasa, anak-anak yang terperangkap dalam tubuh orang dewasa sehingga kita masih takut dengan orang tua kita. Kita harus sebagai orang dewasa kita harus mampu untuk berbicara dengan rasa tenang dan damai tanpa rasa takut sehingga kita bisa memahami tradisi itu lebih dengan sudut pandang yang baru, sudut pandang yang berbeda, bukan sebagai anak kecil yang takut terhadap tradisi. Kira-kira seperti itu. Lalu yang kedua mengenai obsesi kita, ada dua jenis masalah. Yang satu masalah dalam kehidupan sehari-hari, ini harus dicari solusinya, mudah solusinya kita dapatkan sehingga kita bisa berubah. Lalu kemudian ada masalah kehidupan ini solusinya membutuhkan proses, tidak ada tanda kutip ya, tidak ada solusinya tetapi harus dipahami. Nah, pemahaman kita itulah yang menjadi perjalanan kita, itulah yang menjadi solusi. Sehingga yang bisa dilakukan adalah membuka. Yang pertama adalah membuka obsesi kita, maksudnya kita memahaminya, kita mengakuinya. Lalu yang kedua adalah belajar bahwa ini adalah bagian yang hilang apa dari masa lalu kita terkait dengan obsesi kita. Nah, ketika kita melakukan ini, kita sedang memasuki perjalanan mencari solusi, tapi itu jelas butuh waktu. Kira-kira itu translasi dari sesi terakhir, sesi tanya jawab. That's the translation of our last session of question and answer. For now, we will enter the closing part, but before that, I would like to ask teacher to give a closing statement. Teacher, would you please give us a closing statement about what we have learned today?
Thank you for your patience. I know this type of the online session is to me. I personally I'm not quite enjoy about that because I'm like speaking in front of a computer, and everyone is on the other side. And but anyway, during this pandemic, I think we have a good try, and this also another chance to open up the more opportunities in the future that we can have more this kind of online question and answer and a little bit more input and even finding a different dimension of thinking, which is things happens in the right time. So and it also provide me a chance then to have a place and so that I can even read all your name on the computer, and knowing that you are part of the learning companionship in Indonesia, and also with a lot of with a lot of enthusiastic would like to find out then how to make your personal life uh, more effective and more constructive. So appreciate your time and appreciate your patience for this session. And also would like to thanks my colleague from Hong Kong, Alex, become part of it. And thanks for Ilna. Thank you for your participation. And also appreciate my Bandung team, Rini for this morning host. I hope that all this conversation can be continued, uh, even through Nandan, through Hayati, through others, and also like Yusuf said, they want to have a continue in WhatsApp. I said, well, welcome, because this is a long-term journey, and I wish and also hope that all of you also be patient for yourself. Sometimes we can't. We have to take it slow, like Alex. Alex said that. So Alex, he has a studio in Hong Kong called Take It Slow. Yes, we need to take it slow. The problems of life need time for us to understand. The problem of life is not for us to resolve, but is for us to be with together and understand it. It happened with a good reason, like the pandemic reason. We all experienced this century biggest epidemic in the world. We are part of it, and like about 100 years ago, there's another one. But we are in this generation, and we experience it. So I hope that in the future, when you get old, you can sit under a big tree and talk to your grandchildren how you go through this pandemic with a right message, but not with a lot of blaming ideas on that. So this is a period that for us really to enhance and make our future even more, and to enlarge our future even more peace and more harmony and more smooth. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, teacher. I will translate in a short um, translation. Saya terjemahkan secara ringkas. Poinnya teacher adalah, teacher berterima kasih kita bisa bertemu di sini, dan kita harus mengingat adalah bahwa masalah-masalah hidup butuh waktu untuk memahaminya. Dalam pandemi ini kita semua bagian dari dalamnya, tetapi harapannya kita bisa memahaminya, dan suatu saat nanti kita bisa duduk di bawah pohon besar menceritakan kepada cucu-cucu kita bahwa kita pernah mengalami ini dengan alasan-alasan tepat. Kita memberikan pesan-pesan kehidupan kepada anak cucu kita. Terima kasih semuanya. And for now, we are so grateful that all of you, the participants, join and participate this talk session. We also want to thank Teacher Nandor. And for now, I would like to ask Teh Irna from IFC to say some or two words to teacher. Please, Teh Irna.
Okay, thank you, Kamir. I'm sorry I cannot keep my camera on. I'm in the middle of something and while listening to the whole discussions. I'm very grateful for the initiatives to create a session with a theme that is needed at this time of crisis, I believe. And thankful for the team that there is as a community to help set the bounce back point. I believe, however, I think people are now feeling like maybe falling because of this pandemic, but there is always way to bounce back higher, I think. And I remember one good friend shared a quote. It said, "Don't be a molding pot that break itself when it falls, and don't be an iron ball that break others when it falls, but be a rubber ball. It bounce back when it falls." Katanya begitu. And sometimes it bounce back higher. So for Teacher Nandor, I really appreciate your time and your very caring support to the Indonesian team, and for the deep inspiration during the session, and also the relevant examples that given to us to the current condition. And also to Kak thank you for a very comfortable way of hosting the session and the very helpful interpretation for each of us. And also to our participation, thank you for joining. Hope you find inspirations and community that is caring for each other, like Sekolah Rekonsiliasi. So I thank for the team to light a candle in the dark and please keep the flame alive. Thank you.
Thank you, Teh Irna. And
Thank
yeah,
you.
we
Thank you.
thank you also to SR team who made this talk happen. And for now, we will have a moment of prayer, silent prayer, uh, according to our own beliefs before we leave. And after that, we will have picture session. Okay, so prayer start. Okay, prayer ends. Yeah, if you are able to do them to open your, on the video, please, because we will have a picture session. Uh, well, operator, are you ready?
Hayati.
Haya, are you ready, Haya?
Yes, I'm ready. I keep taking pictures from the beginning.
Oh, from first to
Okay, let's take another one.
let's take wow. Count please.
Okay, everybody, you can open your camera and your best smile.
I can only see Pipit only half face.
Okay, one, two, three. Wait,
The
wait.
last people in this session.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much.
Still smile, keep
Everyone.
smile, keep smile.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for Duha who making
Thank you,
the
friend.
notulensi. Apa sih notulensi bahasa Inggrisnya?
Take notes.
Yeah, take notes Duha with silent because with the two kids.
Thank you, Alex, also for joining with us.
Thank you,
And
Alex.
Thank
you.
you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just for your information, Alex will join our June online reading session with IGCP Indonesia.
Yeah.
Oh,
Lovely, lovely. Looking forward to that.
yeah. Thank you, Neni. Thank you, Jeff Veronica. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you
Silahkan yang
for
belum ikut sekolah rekonsiliasi ikut ya. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Kang Yusep. Thank you, Baba. Thank you, Alfa. Thank you, Ari dari Garut. Thank you semuanya.
thank
Thank you,
you.
teacher.
Thank you,
Thank you,
teacher.
Mer.
God bless you.
Sukses, Mer, jadi moderator dari Kupang, Bo. Aduh, wow, challenging ya to have a good internet in Kupang, but you did good job.
Very good
Mer, thank
job.
you so much.
I'm dying with translation.
Good job. Anyway, I think we will translate the paragraph that teacher sent, that Alex sent. We will put it in the notes, so you will have the translation of it.
Please do so.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye
Thank
bye.
you. Thank you, teacher. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much for everything, y'all.
Thank you, sir.